Nestled within the picturesque Adirondack Hills, about 10 miles east of Ithaca, New York, lies a mysterious and alluring cavern known as Schroeder's Pants Cave. This intriguing name has piqued the curiosity of adventurers and spelunkers for decades, drawing them into its depths to uncover the secrets hidden beneath the Earth's surface. The story of Schroeder's Pants Cave began in 1947 when two intrepid explorers, Herbert Schroeder and his close friend George Lyon, stumbled upon its entrance during one of their routine hikes. As the tale goes, while maneuvering through a particularly narrow passageway, Herbert's pants caught on a jagged rock and tore dramatically. Amused by the incident and eager to immortalize the moment, George jokingly dubbed the cavern Schroeder's Pants Cave, a name that has endured ever since. By 1948, news of this newfound subterranean wonder had spread, and the cave was officially open to the public. Enthusiasts flocked to experience its winding passages and hidden chambers, making it one of New York State's most popular spelunking destinations. The cave's intricate network of tunnels, with evocative names like the Lemon Squeeze, Gun Barrel, and Z-Turn, offered challenges and breathtaking beauty to those brave enough to explore them. However, beneath its enchanting facade, Schroeder's Pants Cave held dangers that would forever alter its history. On a crisp Saturday morning, February 13, 1965, a 23-year-old scientist and avid spelunker named James Mitchell arrived in the small town of Dolgeville, accompanied by his friends Heidi Miller and Charles Bennett. The trio, filled with anticipation and excitement, planned to spend the day delving into the depths of Schroeder's Pants Cave, eager to chart new territories and revel in the cave's natural splendor. Before embarking on their expedition, they intended to meet George Lyon to discuss the day's plans and gather recent updates about the cave's conditions. Unfortunately, George was away, and the trio proceeded without crucial information about the recent thaw that had caused icy meltwater to surge through the cave's passages. Undeterred, James, Heidi, and Charles entered the cave, navigating through its dark and narrow corridors with practiced ease. They squeezed through the tight confines of the Lemon Squeeze, carefully edged along the Gun Barrel, and twisted through the Z-Turn, eventually arriving at a spacious central chamber that echoed with the distant sound of rushing water. In the heart of this chamber lay a formidable challenge. A vertical shaft plunging 80 feet into the darkness below, with a small but relentless stream cascading down its length. The water, freshly melted from winter's grip, was bone-chillingly cold, adding an extra layer of peril to the descent. Eager to explore further, James volunteered to rappel down the shaft, while Heidi and Charles remained above to manage the safety lines. Equipped with a sturdy harness, a reliable foot strap, and a determined spirit, James began his descent into the abyss, the sound of water growing louder as he ventured deeper. Midway down, disaster struck. James's rope became entangled around a protruding rock, halting his progress and pinning one of his arms against the cold, wet wall of the shaft. The relentless stream of icy water battered him from above, rapidly sapping his body heat and strength. Despite his efforts to free himself, the combination of numbing cold and the rope's tension rendered him immobile. Sensing the gravity of the situation, Heidi and Charles sprang into action, desperately attempting to haul James back up to safety. They pulled with all their might, but the slippery, wet ropes and James's compromised position made it an arduous task. All the while, James remained remarkably calm, shouting up words of encouragement and insisting he would find a way out. Minutes stretched into an agonizing 45, and as James's responses grew weaker, Charles made the critical decision to seek help. He scrambled out of the cave and raced to a nearby farm, frantically searching for assistance. Due to the remote location and lack of immediate rescue services, it took precious hours before a specialized cave rescue team from Washington, D.C. could be dispatched, flying in on a military aircraft to aid in the operation. By the time the rescue team arrived and navigated the treacherous passages to reach James, it was too late. The unforgiving cold and relentless water had claimed his life, casting a somber shadow over the once enthusiastic expedition. Retrieving James's body proved to be an immense challenge. The narrow confines of the shaft, coupled with the continuous flow of water and unstable walls, made extraction dangerous for the rescuers themselves. After several days of exhaustive and risky efforts, the decision was made to seal the shaft, leaving James to rest within the depths he so passionately sought to explore. A memorial stone was later placed at the cave's entrance, honoring his adventurous spirit and tragic end. The incident sent shockwaves through the caving community, highlighting the inherent dangers of spelunking and the critical importance of proper preparation and safety measures. Discussions arose about the need for trained rescue teams to be readily available near popular caving sites, and for explorers to be better equipped to handle unexpected hazards such as sudden floods and hypothermia. Decades later, in a poignant turn of events, George Lyon's grandson, Christian, took it upon himself to bring closure to the lingering sorrow surrounding Schroeder's Pants Cave. With the blessing of James Mitchell's family and the support of a dedicated team of experienced cavers, Christian organized a mission in 2006 to recover James's remains and provide a proper farewell. The expedition was meticulously planned, utilizing advanced equipment and techniques that had evolved since the 1960s. After hours of careful navigation and excavation, the team successfully retrieved James's remains, allowing his family and friends to finally lay him to rest with dignity and peace. Today, Schroeder's Pants Cave stands as both a testament to nature's breathtaking beauty and a solemn reminder of the risks that come with exploring its hidden wonders. The cave continues to attract adventurers, now equipped with enhanced knowledge and respect for the subterranean world. James Mitchell's legacy lives on, inspiring a generation of explorers to pursue their passions with courage, preparedness, and a profound appreciation for the mysteries that lie beneath our feet. Ten students from University of Florida set off for a thrilling caving expedition in Ellison's Cave, Georgia. What started as an adventure quickly turned into a harrowing struggle for survival. Let's dive into the story of Grant Lockenbach and his best friend Michael as they face the icy depths and relentless dangers of one of America's deepest caves. On February 12, 2011, with winter still gripping the land with an icy chill, 10 students from the University of Florida embarked on what they believed would be an exhilarating caving expedition. The group, composed of 5 boys and 5 girls, was led by 20-year-old Grant Lockenbach, who was eagerly anticipating his upcoming birthday. Among the group was Michael, Grant's close friend and fellow adventurer. The two shared a bond forged through their academic pursuits, Christian faith, and love for thrilling activities such as rock climbing, skydiving, wake surfing, and caving. Their destination was Ellison's Cave, located in Walker County on Pigeon Mountain, Georgia. Known for its depth and challenging terrain, Ellison's Cave is the 12th deepest cave in the United States and features the Fantastic Pit, the deepest unobstructed pit in the country, nearly twice as tall as the Statue of Liberty. The students were undeterred by the cave's reputation, confident in their skills, and excited for another adventure. The group departed on February 11th, traveling over 400 miles to reach Georgia. They arrived in the afternoon and checked into a hotel near the wildlife management area where Pigeon Mountain is located. Excitement buzzed in the air as they prepared for the next day's expedition, discussing their plans and double-checking their gear. On the morning of February 12th, the students dressed in casual clothing packed their caving equipment and left their phones behind. Believing they wouldn't need them, they underestimated the severity of the cold and the potential dangers they might face. As they ascended the mountain, the temperature continued to drop, but their excitement kept them moving forward. Grant and Michael, seasoned adventurers, reassured their friends that everything would be fine. After nearly an hour of hiking, they reached one of the cave's narrow entrances. The opening was small and jagged, allowing only one person to pass through at a time. Despite its intimidating appearance, the darkness beyond beckoned to them, promising the thrill of exploration. One by one, they squeezed through the entrance, their headlamps cutting through the darkness. Inside, the cave revealed an otherworldly beauty. Stalactites and stalagmites adorned the cavern, and the walls sparkled with mineral deposits. However, the biting cold was a constant reminder of the cave's harsh conditions. In summer, the cave's temperature hovers around 56 degrees Fahrenheit, but in winter, it felt like an icy tomb. The group decided to limit their exploration to a small section of the cave to avoid the worst of the cold. Their plans were abruptly disrupted when one student's backpack slipped and fell into the warm-up pit, a vertical drop of 125 feet. Although not as deep as the Fantastic Pit, it was still a significant and dangerous descent, especially given the freezing conditions exacerbated by a nearby waterfall. The backpack contained vital supplies, and the group felt retrieving it was necessary. Grant, as the leader, volunteered to go after the backpack. His friends urged him to reconsider, sensing the potential danger, but he insisted he would be fine. Determined, he began his descent into the pit, using a rope to lower himself into the abyss. As Grant descended, the cold grew increasingly intense. His shivering became more pronounced, but he pressed on, encouraged by the voices of his friends above. The sound of the waterfall grew louder, a constant reminder of the treacherous conditions. Halfway down, he encountered the full force of the waterfall, which drenched him in icy water. The shock of the freezing water caused him to lose control, and his harness and rope malfunctioned, leaving him entangled and unable to move. Panic set in as Grant struggled to free himself. His screams for help were drowned out by the roar of the waterfall, but his friends heard his faint cries and called back, urging him to stay calm. Michael, without hesitation, strapped himself to the same rope and began his descent to rescue Grant. Michael reached Grant, who was by now nearly incapacitated by the cold. He was shivering uncontrollably, his movements slow and his words incoherent. Michael tried to free Grant, but he too became entangled and was soaked by the freezing water. Both were now trapped, unable to move up or down the rope. Above, the rest of the group was frantic. Some stayed to provide encouragement, while others hurried out of the cave to seek help. They retrieved their phones and contacted the authorities at 2:19 p.m., explaining the dire situation. In the cave, the voices of Michael and Grant grew weaker as the cold sapped their strength. Their friends above continued to shout words of encouragement, but their efforts seemed in vain. The cold was relentless, draining the boys' energy and slowing their heart rates. As the reality of the situation began to set in, the group above grappled with a mixture of hope and dread. Time seemed to stretch interminably as they waited for the rescue team, their hearts pounding, each passing minute. The rescue team arrived swiftly, treating the remaining students for hypothermia before descending into the pit. The students who had stayed behind described the exact location and conditions within the cave, emphasizing the urgency. The rescue operation was complex and fraught with challenges. The team, equipped with advanced gear and experienced in cave rescues, descended into the pit with determination. The environment inside the cave was hostile, with temperatures continuing to drop, and the waterfalls were making communication difficult. Despite these obstacles, the rescuers moved methodically, prioritizing safety while working as swiftly as possible. By 3:30 p.m., as the rescuers reached Michael and Grant, they found the two friends entangled in a grim embrace of survival. The scene was haunting. The icy water had taken its toll, and both boys were unresponsive. The rescuers checked for pulses, but found none, a confirmation of the worst fears held by those above. The extraction process was painstaking. Untangling the ropes and carefully lifting the boys without causing further entanglements required precision and strength. The rescuers worked tirelessly, their breath visible in the frigid air as the hours wore on. When they finally emerged from the pit, carrying the lifeless bodies of Michael and Grant, the scene above erupted in grief. Friends collapsed in tears, their sobs echoing off the cave walls. In the aftermath, the surviving students were treated for hypothermia and shock. Counselors and university officials arrived to provide support. but the emotional wounds were deep. The loss of Grant and Michael left a void that would be felt long after the immediate horror had faded. Their story became a powerful testament to the unpredictability of nature and the limits of human endurance. Subscribe our channel if you liked our content. With that being said, I'll see you for the next one.